Hi guys, it's Wolverine here, guys. I just want to reiterate again. Actually, they have said actually we're going to have a good Christmas. Okay, so looks like things are definitely happening according to what I received yesterday, and these are very important people in the game. Okay, and okay, soon I will have an announcement for you guys, and I pray to God it will be the opera as well. All right, so just stay put, guys. Okay, and yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment, guys. I can't say much. All right, take care, guys. Hi guys, it's Wolver here, guys. It looks like things are getting very exciting right now. I can't tell you anymore, guys, but just want to repeat again, guys, we are going to have a good Christmas. We are going to have a good Christmas. All right, just stay put, guys. We're going to get some good news coming through. All right, let's see what Bruce says. Who knows? Maybe Bruce might give us a green light. All right, take care, guys.
All right, let's get into where we are on Intel. This has been a very slow day, Intel-wise. But we did get a little bit at the very last minute, about, I'd say 4 hours maybe before the big call started. And I always like to get it and refresh it and fine-tune what I can get the day of the call, because it is just that, it's fresh. So here's where we are. We were anticipating, and I believe I brought this up on last Thursday's call, we were anticipating getting notified today and exchanging either today, if we got the numbers early enough, or tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Well, we didn't get notified today, so that part didn't happen for us. And it seems that what is happening now is when we talk to people, we get bankers, we get redemption centers, we get the leaders, sometimes we get other sources. Sometimes we hear from some of these guys that you've heard of. And today was one of these days where we got one piece of intel, one piece. But it might be all we need. And here's how it went. We did speak to someone who is at a redemption center, and this person said that they were told that they were waiting for the new U.S. Treasury to make an announcement. Now, we don't know if they're making an announcement to the leaders of the redemption centers, to all of us, the U.S. We're not quite sure, but this announcement is supposed to come out, and then the redemption center leaders and the people that are putting out the information to all the redemption centers across the country are to receive an email from Wells Fargo that would give them our start time and everything that we need to find out, so that we get some idea of when we're going to be notified. Now, that's an announcement from the new U.S. Treasury and the email from Wells Fargo, both of those to happen within the next 3 days. Now, we have to use Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are our next 3 days. Now, it could happen anytime within those 3 days, or it might take all the way to Friday. But I felt like what's interesting is we don't always get everything that we're looking for, but we might get just what we need to hear. And even though we don't have everything, this information is sufficient. God's grace is sufficient for us. And I look at this as this is God telling us to just hang in there a little longer. We're almost done. Let's go ahead and get this announcement from the new U.S. Treasury, and let's get the email to come out from Wells Fargo to us, and then we can see where we stand at that point, all within the next 3 days, between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, beyond that, I just want to say there was some information out that I heard about today that was dealing with med beds. And it went on and on and on into a long plan or timeline that gave us med beds in the hospitals and so on and so forth into next year and into actually the start of next summer. Well, let me give you a little update on what really is happening on med beds. This information was partially correct and partially not correct. What I'm going to tell you is what is and what is real. We talk to people that are in charge of putting the med beds in med bed centers and training the military to administer those all around North America. That means Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. But we also know that this is happening in other parts of the world as well. But I can tell you that right now in Canada and the United States, we have 38,400 med bed centers that are outfitted with 2 med beds in each one. Well, that's quite a few. Now, I believe we in the United States are probably around, we have plenty, and they're going to be making more, and they're going to be putting them in. Now, where the hospital thing comes into play, take all the hospitals that we have now. The information that I'm hearing is that 80% of those hospitals will be closed or sold in the coming year, leaving us 20% of the hospitals still in business, but hospitals will no longer be considered like we see them now. They will be healing centers. And yes, they will get med beds. And they'll get them, and possibly what was written that I heard about today might be fairly accurate starting in January or March. But the med beds that we have out now, that are available right now, are waiting for us to go just as soon as we start our exchanges. Once we exchange and redeem our ZIM, we let the people know, yes, I am a candidate for the med bed. If you have a dire need, blindness counts as dire need, for example, you let them know. And they will enter something and make sure that you are notified very quickly to be able to get into a med bed and get it all squared away. So, obviously, I'm looking forward to that, as many of you are as well. And each of you, ZIM holders do get a priority. They do get priority. They do want us to be around a long time to see our projects through to completion. So that's a very good thing. So we're going to be the first ones to get in. If you're a dire need and a ZIM holder, you've got the holy grail to get in and get this done. So don't be misaligned by certain things that you're reading. As I said, some of that was correct, and some of it does not take into consideration that those of us who are paying attention to the big call, that are getting ready for your exchanges and your ZIM to be redeemed, we're the first in line. We're ready to go. Dire need and ZIM holder is the first to go. So keep that in mind.
The dinar rate is 13.1 dinar per dollar. That's equals to 0.076. It was 13.10 per dollar. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Or 0.00076. If you lop off 3 zeros, that was 76 cents. Now if we move the decimal 3 to the right, we're at $76. We said the contract rate would equal a barrel of oil's price. Could it be? I thought I'd share this information to you in regards to the medbed appointments. This information was shared by Sky Prince. She's the one that's educated or has been educating the public about this medbed technology. She's gone back to her maiden name, which is Kerry-Ann Thornton. Now, she did a private, she was invited to our Telegram Zoom call, and actually I can't recall whether she was talking about the Priority 1 patients, or she may have done a video call. I can't remember, sorry, but I do remember that she talked about these Priority 1 patients. In regards to the Priority 1 patients, when the military receive the green light, when everything's released and we get the thumbs up by the military, they have documentation to pick up Priority 1 patients, and these are patients who are in hospital. Maybe they're suffering from a stroke, cancer, or heart attack, or anything serious, or maybe patients in intensive care or ICU, or someone in coma. Their brain needs to be at 5%, and also people that are in palliative care and hospice care, people in retirement homes suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. She did another video and she mentioned in regards to the age, she said 80, yes, 90, yes, 60, no. She didn't say anything about 70. Now the military, once they give the green light, they will go to these organisations or hospital. They have the documentation, and then they will take those patients to the nearest medbed centre. Now the hospital, the family, the police, they cannot stop them because they have all the necessary documentation. They have all these people that fit in this category that I mentioned. And then they will have their healing, using the medbed healing, which will basically does everything to the body, heals the body to 100% health. And then at a later stage, they can choose. So, for example, an elderly person, they may choose at that time to age regress, or they may choose to come back if they want to be younger. Okay, so they will probably stay in there for a little while because their brain needs to get used to their new body. And also, humans have 2 strands of DNA. So, you'll find if you have your medbed appointment, your DNA will be repaired to its original DNA of 12 strands of DNA. The next person that can attend with a priority 1 is a family member that has a next of kin that is in the priority 1 list. As long as you are next of kin to that person and you have humanitarian projects, ZIM and or other foreign currencies, the military know who you are. They'll ring you wherever you are and just basically invite you to, would you like to have your medbed appointment with your loved one? She also did say that humanitarians that maybe, can't afford because they know that, a lot of us are struggling financially, they will pay up to $10,000. This is maybe if the redemption appointments are delayed, I hope not. So they can give up to $10,000 and they should cover your clothes. However, at the medbed centre, you use the replicator machine and you can choose from 3 sets of clothes: day wear, night wear, 3 pairs of undies or underwear, and 1 pair of shoes. And then you'll have the money to go and buy your clothes. You may need to advise them because you may want to disappear for a while because your family is maybe not going to get used to the new you. And maybe if you haven't had let's hope. If the green light's given, then more than likely we would have had our redemption appointments and then just basically disappear. You may be under NDA, non-disclosure agreement, but Sky didn't mention that for those that have a loved one that's in priority 1. The next lot of people that will be seen first are the humanitarians that have the ZIM and or foreign currencies with humanitarian project. Now Bruce said it's humanitarians with dire need, but you can call them after your redemption appointment because you are advised to have 1 email just to receive communication from the Alliance, and they will invite you for to attend the medbed appointment, but generally must have the ZIM humanitarian projects and or other foreign currencies. So if you fit in that category, you can choose up to 8 people and just make a list of those 8 people, their telephone number and maybe email address. It's important. Maybe a lot of you are listening to this know this. Maybe you do follow Sky Prince and you know about the 8 people, and you know that that you're putting your trust in that person, because if they talk, then all of you lose your appointment. Just be aware the Alliance are tracking everyone. They very likely will be using the new quantum internet, and just have to be careful. You can choose also your animals. So Sky also did say that if, for example, maybe you live on a farm and you have quite a lot of animals, she says don't bring all your animals to the animal chamber centre because you'll be advised of the nearest location to go to. She says choose the animals that are most in need for this treatment. Likewise with your animals, if you have pets, just choose the pet that is in dire urgent need of animal chamber treatment. So if you're having any major changes done to your body, what I do is I do a list of the things I want changed to my, changes to your body, and anything you want downloaded to your brain. Maybe you want to learn a different language. If you're going to travel to whichever part of the world, if you have humanitarian projects, business goals, anything like that. She also did say that if you're having any major treatments, so if you're having any major changes to your body, you do need to wear for the woman black bra and black undies, because when the doctor scans you at your first appointment and if you're having any major changes, they can see all your private parts. So they basically say you must wear black undies, black bra, and for the men, black underwear, not black boxers, black underwear. If you're just having the general healing appointment, you can wear anything. You don't need to eat anything the night before. You can eat as much as you like. And you go to your appointment, wear anything over your clothes, over your, your undergarments. That's fine. Also, let's see. Oh yeah, mention about the EDA, and then you'll get to choose your clothes. And oh yes, when you go to the medbed appointment, apparently Sky had said that humanitarians will get a free Q phone, and you'll pick up your replicator machine. So yeah, and this was she didn't confirm whether this was the information given by the Alliance military. I don't know. She just did a video, and she talked about the priority 1 patients, and she's always mentioned it in her videos. So she always does say to people to go to her YouTube channel. I'll put the links in the description. She has accepted a job working for the Alliance military in the Medbed Centre as a spiritual counsellor. So she's handed over her YouTube channel and her Telegram pages to her psychic friend Kara. So yeah, she just wanted to let the public know that she has done her videos and signed off all her channels, her social media, to her friend Kara. I think that's all I need to talk about. Thanks for listening.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't